Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and I'm going into the Variant 5 3.1 quest. I didn't do any voice recordings on this because I was watching some Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with my wife, so she didn't want to hear me talk, while I was fighting and browsing. So here we're going with Doom. Got the class disadvantage. I tried this fight like twice. I was trying to see if I could do it with Venom the Duck, and it just wasn't working really well. And the nice thing about Doom is that you can get the easy knockdowns with those big backhands right there. So my plan was just to get a shock on her and do the passive stun knockdown to get my charges back down to 0. Try to get her in in Doom's little power cycle. So here we're starting off pretty well, but you can see like I already have 12 charges there, so you really have to reset that stuff, otherwise your damage just goes to be peanuts or nothing. But Doom actually works pretty well. She's not throwing too many specials. I do get clipped, it looks like, at the end of that special one. So I have those aftershock charges on me, and look at that damage. Took almost 50% of my health. So yeah, you really can't get clipped by the specials, otherwise it's gonna jack you up. So yeah, but I'm gonna get her knocked down, and then I'm gonna move on, go throughout the rest of the path. The rest of the path wasn't too bad. I was gonna try to build up VtD some and use him. I can't remember, somewhere halfway through I kind of got hit and took most of them away, and the RNG on the buffs wasn't going so well. So their Quake is down. We're going into Ghost. I'm pretty sure I go in with Venom the Duck. Let's check that out. So it's got Limber, and then the Flux mode. So you only have so many parries to get in your heavies. Oh yeah, this does have the Mitosis node, which was quite an interesting interaction. I don't know if Kabam is going to fix this, but if you build up the charges and you dash back and hold on to activate Mitosis, like right there, and you can look at, she's got 18 charges. I do the heavy and they don't reset, which really sucks. I was like, oh, that blows, so make sure you reset, I think, to get full damage. When you have Mitosis on, you want to knock them down and then enter your Mitosis to make sure you take full advantage. So this fight is going okay. I've already banked, I can't even remember it. I know I banked 1 regen. We'll see on the next fight. But the damage on the heavies is really good, especially if you can get them in, whether it's through your parry stuns. Like there, I just got it in because she was dashing back. If she would have tried to hit me, that would have hurt big time. Or if you can get a heavy off of countering their special attack is ideal, and save your parry stuns for other opportunities to get in there. But that was a pretty good fight. No hits received. I think I ended up pretty close to full health. Looks like we have a connection issue here, and pretty certain I go into the next fight with Venom the Duck as well, just trying to get him built up. I really like playing Venom the Duck. There we go, goes through. Yeah, Yondu. Granted, sometimes the RNG on the buffs that come up are not the most ideal, and you can get like a bunch of armors or perfect block or whatever, and they just keep coming, which kind of sucks, but typically I don't have too many problems with that. All right, so here we got Yondu. I think I end up getting Yondu to an L2, and I take some major block damage. So here we're just going away. He's building up those charges. You can see that my damage is getting reduced quite significantly, and there I was just trying to let that armor wear off, so that if I threw a special or a heavy to reset charges, that it wouldn't bank that armor, because I didn't want the armor in here. I hit him with 0 charges, Mitosis, with an armor up, and does some really good damage right there. And this is where, yeah, I pushed him to I just pushed him to an L2, and man, look at that block damage. That's just nuts. So here I'm like, okay, now I have this perfect block. I'm pretty sure I don't try to bank that and try to slow play this out a little bit. And the idea here was to try to, I think I tried to bait heavies. I don't think I died here. Maybe I did die, I can't remember. But there, I don't really have any limber left. That was pretty much the last limber. I think I'm gonna L3. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Well, I'm trying to bait out the special one, make sure I don't push him to special 2. And then pretty sure I'm gonna L3, and I missed the heavy. Luckily he didn't smack me in the face. There, I countered his heavy with my own heavy and throw off this L3, so it should do some decent damage. Went from 42 to 36%. 12k, nothing too crazy. And now I'm trying to enter the Mitosis so that he doesn't get any charges there. He finally stays off, but then I get clipped. Yeah, I did die. So I was trying to enter that Mitosis, and he was being a little aggressive and not being passive enough, and got clipped trying to get out of that. So that kind of sucked. So there went VtD. That's at least the plan, to try to use him. So here, I mean, Doom, I think Doom is really just great for this path. You know, if you could use Wasp would also be a great counter for this path, but she's not available for use in variant 5. Can't use that passive stun. So Doom, I just think Doom is just an excellent, just for pretty much anybody on this path, just because you're going to get that shock on. Just don't get hit like that, and you can get the easy knockdowns to reset the charges to make sure you're always getting the most damage that you can possibly get. So Doom is almost dead, but that's okay. I'm gonna get Yondu here. There, he's dead, and we're gonna move on. So VtD's dead. Doom is close to his end, but even a 20% Doom, you know, that's just an L1 revive. You can do a lot because it's just so tanky. All right, let's see if it's gonna go through. There we go. All right, then we got Captain America, World War II. Apologize, looks like some of my movement is a little bit slow. I think it's probably because I was distracted trying to get some of the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. That we were watching. But here, I'm just going to go in again. We got the class disadvantage, but the name of the game here is get a shock, knock him down with a passive, and try to get some big damage off from like an L2 or an L3. there, get some heavy spam in the corner for a little bit. And yeah, so this fight's a pretty simple fight. I'm pretty certain I get this down clean where I pretty much end up with the same amount of health. But yeah, I think as far as this quest goes, the Spidey boss can be annoying if you don't have the right counters. Personally, after going through, I think Venom is probably the best option to deal with the Spidey. And the first time that I go with this quest, I think I end up dying and using a revive. But I know that I end up getting a solo or two on the Spidey in later ones, so it just can be annoying with that. On block he gets energy, and the evade with the fatigue and all that kind of stuff. So Venom just kind of can ignore a lot of that, and you can easily push him to L2, and L2 is really easy to evade and not get touched, and you just get lots of damage and not have to worry about the evade of the Cosmic Spidey. So here, yeah, I got 22%. I know I came into this fight at 20%, so I gained 2% from my masteries, whatever it's called, the Salve mastery. So there he goes down. All right, and next up is Elektra, and I can't remember who I used for Elektra. Maybe Claire. I don't think I used Doom. Yeah, I think I used Claire. Maybe. No, I'm going with Doom. I think maybe I was considering Claire because of the potential bleed damage that you could take if you get hit with one of her specials. But again, you can see I'm pretty certain I just soloed this fight, and just Doom is so good, guys. I mean, if you don't have one, I feel bad for you. I hope you can get one. He is so tanky. His offensive output on the damage side is really good. And he's just really simple to use. There's not a lot of complexity to him. I know that he has his little rotation, but once you get that down, which is pretty easy and simple to do, Doom is just the man. So here we're going against this Elektra. Fire off this big L3, and she gets to an L2. And I'm not sure why I didn't try to steal her power there. Probably because I was distracted from the Marvin Agent of Shields that was going on in the background. But you can see here the damage on the incinerates, even though that flux, the whole 20 charges is up, you still do get that passive, not passive, get the dot damage with full effect. So that's really nice. And here she's about dead. And I came into this fight at 22%, and I think again I'm gonna leave with 1% more. Yeah, so again healed up 1% from the Salve mastery, and Elektra goes down. And then we're going up against Nebula here, and I think on this one I bring in Claire, just because Claire is really good with the power gain. No, I'm going with Doom again. I thought I went in with Claire. Maybe I die here. I can't remember. Now Nebula, the first three. Oh yeah, there we go. The first 3 shocks she just consumes, and I tried for an intercept and got wrecked. So now I go in with Black Widow. Since Nebula has bleed and poison immunity, you can get the power gain and the clairvoyant charges. Excuse me. Which is really helpful. And I'm trying to remember my tactic on this. I think I switched to an L2 on the Hellfire and just kind of burn her to the ground. There, get a heavy off after her heavy, and come in, and here's a little special 2 with the bleed. Get some heal, not a ton, because there's so many dang hits in Claire's L2 that you build up those flux charges really fast. And something, look at that damage, nothing, peanuts, and now it's at max, so it's 0 damage until I heavy, boom, heavy, get that off. And I think I switched to an L2 and Hellfire, not yet. There we go. Do I intercept with an L2? Yep. Alright, so I had 0 charges, but the energy damage doesn't get capped or restricted at all, so that's really nice. So even though you're building up those charges really fast on the L2, you're still getting really good damage. So, and then just trying to counter her heavy and her specials with my heavy, and there I just mess up and I die. I'm like, oh great. Okay, so we're gonna go back in with Sim, it looks like. I think I was trying to be a little bit too conservative with the limber heavy charges. And yeah, so I got 3 of my guys dead. Activate that Mitosis, so now I can just go to town and hit and get the full max damage. I don't know, I think I didn't really use the Mitosis a lot on much of this quest. I didn't see a huge benefit, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. I know you're supposed to get like extra damage on the heavies, and I don't know, maybe I just didn't see it, or it wasn't that noticeable when I was getting some hits in. Maybe they just weren't critting or what. But so here I think I'm gonna activate this L3. So she's got 43%. I think the Mitosis is just most beneficial in this path, just because you can keep those charges off while it's on. All right, so the L3 damage wasn't that big, but go get her with an L2. Again. And she's almost dead. Activate Mitosis again. Damage is going okay. Hit her with an L2, I think it's gonna kill her. Nope, not quite. There we go, hit her with the heavy and she's down. So finally Nebula's down. She took 2 of my champs and about half of Sim. All right, so I go in here first. I think I go in with Sim. Maybe Venom, I can't remember. But I know that I died. So we got Spry, Best Defense, Energize, Kinetic Transference. So you just gotta be careful with the blocks, because it's gonna give him some energy, some power, excuse me. But with that Spidey sense for the evade, it means nothing with Venom. And so here Venom's got you can get some good bleed damage going, and here I'm trying to activate that Mitosis and get some heavies off. And yeah, I can't remember where I know I mess up here, but just Venom's good. So I know the strategy here was to push him just to L1, right before L1, and then the next combo, like if you parry or you do a full combo, you should be able to push him to an L2, and his L2 is really easy to evade, and you don't take that block damage. So just that was kind of my method for doing that. try to push him to L2 as much as possible. And yeah, I tried to block and then back out of that L1 and got wrecked. So yeah, that's where it ended. So I got about half, and then I go in with Spidey and not Spidey, Symbiote Supreme, and I think the plan here was again to try to push to L2 and then wait out the Spidey sense. And you look there with the Mitosis, he doesn't get the Spidey sense because your ability accuracy is reduced by like, or his ability accuracy is reduced by like 1,000% or something, which is pretty cool. So if he can throw that off while that's activated, then he won't get that. There, it had worn off. He gets it, and so I'm just gonna wait till that wears off, and then, or get close to wearing off, L3 him for some good damage, and then with all the modes active, he's going to bleed pretty good. And I got a 100 genetic potential, and and there I get wrecked. So I'm like, so there, whole team's dead. So I'm like, okay, I should be able to finish this with Venom. So I just throw in a 20% revive here. So this is the second revive that I've used for variant 5. I used one in like 1.1 for one of the pass at the end. There's the one with the Bane. And then I got another one. So like I have tons of revives. And if you see the video that I posted today, you can see that I had like a whole crap load, 10 plus expire plus health pots and all that stuff. So here I'm just gonna, I mean, I could have healed up. I'm like, nah, Venom, I can do this with Venom. And I don't. Tried to, I don't know why, you can totally block like the first part and dash out of the last part of those. So here's a second revive. So definitely not the cleanest ending to a path. But it's okay, it's not a big deal. And he's gonna bleed to death here, I'm pretty sure. Not sure why I was gonna switch to Mitosis. I should have heavied and did an armor break heavy and got a big damage, but there we go. Spidey's dead. The line's cleared. Kind of annoying path with that Flux node. But if you got Doom, bring him. It's a great option. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.